Motivation story. The rain had been falling all day over Brooklyn, leaving the streets slick and shining under the dim glow of streetlights. In the corner of a run-down laundromat, Daniel Reyes sat with his head in his hands. His jeans were torn, his sneakers damp, and his breath fogged the glass window as he stared outside at the city that never seemed to notice him. At 24, Daniel should have been moving forward with life, college, career, maybe even marriage. But instead, he was standing still, stuck between survival and surrender. His mother had brought him to America from El Salvador when he was only 9. She had worked 3 jobs just to keep food on the table. But 3 months ago, she passed away after collapsing from exhaustion at the restaurant where she cleaned tables. Since then, Daniel's world had unraveled. The landlord wanted rent. The electricity company wanted payment. And Daniel's little sister, Sophia, only 14, looked at him every night with wide, terrified eyes as if asking, "Are we going to be okay?" Daniel didn't know the answer. The temptation. One evening, an old friend, Marcus, appeared outside the laundromat. Marcus wasn't just an old friend, he was the kind of man mothers warned you about. Gold chains, a loud laugh, and a dangerous confidence. "I heard about your moms," Marcus said, his tone surprisingly soft. "I'm sorry, brother, real sorry." Daniel nodded, his throat tight. Marcus leaned in closer. "But listen, you ain't gotta struggle like this. I got work for you. Easy money. Real easy." Daniel knew exactly what he meant. Marcus was deep in street business, drugs, stolen cars, quick money with quicker consequences. "Man, I can't," Daniel muttered. Marcus smiled slyly. "You can't or you won't. Look, I'm offering you 10 grand. One night. One job. Your sister won't have to worry. You won't have to sit in this dirty laundromat wondering how you'll pay rent. $10,000. The number echoed in Daniel's mind like a drum beat. With that, he could cover rent, buy groceries, maybe even start fresh somewhere. But he also saw the faces of men from his neighborhood who had gone down that path. Most ended up behind bars. Some never came back at all. Daniel shook his head. "Not me. Not Sophia." Marcus's smile faded. He patted Daniel's shoulder, his grip lingering just a second too long. "Think about it. But don't take too long. Streets don't wait." The fall. Days blurred into weeks. Daniel picked up odd jobs, moving boxes at a warehouse, cleaning offices at night, but it was never enough. One morning, the landlord banged on the door and gave him a final notice: 3 days to pay or leave. That night, Sophia cried herself to sleep, clutching their mother's old scarf. Daniel sat in the kitchen, the eviction notice in front of him. His hands trembled as he dialed Marcus's number. "I'll do it," Daniel whispered. The job. The job was simple, Marcus had promised. Just drive a car across town and park it in a garage. Don't ask questions. Don't look in the trunk. But as Daniel gripped the steering wheel of the stolen car, sweat pouring down his back, something gnawed at him. He couldn't shake his mother's voice, soft but firm: "Mijo, never trade your soul for money. Once you do, there's no buying it back." At a red light, a police cruiser pulled up beside him. Daniel's heart pounded. He tried to look calm, but his hands shook against the wheel. The light turned green. He drove on. Finally, he pulled into the dark garage Marcus had given him. He stepped out, ready to walk away, when a faint sound came from the trunk. A muffled cry. Daniel froze. His chest tightened. He moved slowly to the back of the car, lifted the trunk lid, and his breath caught. Inside was a boy no older than Sophia. His hands were tied, his face bruised, eyes wet with tears. "Please," the boy whispered. "Don't let them hurt me." The choice. Daniel's legs buckled. Marcus had said easy money. He never said this. In that moment, Daniel knew he had two choices. He could close the trunk, pretend he never saw anything, and walk away with 10 grand in his pocket. Or, he could risk everything, his freedom, maybe even his life, to do the right thing. His mother's voice returned, sharper this time. "My Joe, character is what you do when no one is watching." Daniel pulled the boy out of the trunk. "It's okay. I got you. You're safe now." The boy clung to him, sobbing. Daniel's heart raced as he grabbed his phone and dialed 911. The consequences. The police came fast. Within minutes, Daniel was on the ground, hands behind his head, flashing lights blinding him. He shouted over and over, "I'm the one who called. I saved him." It took hours before they believed him. They arrested Marcus and his crew that same night. The boy Daniel saved was the kidnapped son of a wealthy businessman. The city newspapers called it a miracle rescue. But miracles came at a cost. Daniel lost his job at the warehouse after the story broke. Neighbors whispered about him, some calling him a hero, others a fool. But one morning, he received a letter in the mail with no return address. Inside was a scholarship offer. Full tuition. Housing included. And a note: "Heroes deserve more than survival. Take care of your sister. Thank you for saving my son." It was signed by the boy's father. The redemption. 3 years later, Daniel stood on a stage at his college graduation, Sophia cheering loudly in the front row. His hands trembled as he adjusted the microphone, the memory of that night still vivid in his mind. "I once thought the world had no place for someone like me," he began, his voice steady but emotional. "I was broke. I was lost. I was angry. And I almost chose the wrong path. But life gives us moments where we have to choose between what's easy and what's right. That night, I made my choice. And it changed everything." The crowd erupted in applause, but Daniel's eyes searched for one face, the face he carried with him always. His mother's. In his heart, he heard her voice one last time. "My Joe, I'm proud of you." And for the first time since she passed, Daniel truly believed it.